Hey everybody, what's going on? Dogi Sandwich here on this Saturday where we are about to bring you the 10th ZoneBreakers online event. Now, surprising to me that we made it to 10, but we've stuck with it through thick and through thin because it's been very thin throughout the world. And today we have 9 people ready to do battle in Granblue versus. Have some familiar faces. Last time's champion Jan's going to see if he can defend his spot. Some familiar faces in blue, Glass Sword, and one of our first competitors, Sonido, which is why he's not joining me on commentary right now. A couple of new faces as well, because since we're still going strong, we have some people joining the ranks. Sonido's going to be squared off against Lord Nacho. I see we have the original Starks. That's the Starks TM, so I'm assuming that's trademark. Marvin Pie decided to pull up, and a few more. We'll get to them all because, like as we do around here, we always like to make sure everybody gets on stream at least one time in the upper bracket. If they find themselves on the road to alternative success, maybe we'll catch them a little bit later. But we try to give everybody a little bit of shine. And real quick before we get started, because we got to do it at some point in time, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This is yet another one of the many crowd-funded events by Match Arena. They all do it at this point. Pretty much anything that's not like actual esports and everything. So you, sitting in the chat right now, can actually contribute a little bit to the pot. Your code this week is ZBGBVS10. There's actually something in the 10 spot time. ZoneBreakers Granblue versus 10. If you go to Match Arena, you log in with your favorite social media, use that code again, ZBGBVS10. Put that in, and you can just create 50 cents to add to the pot. Now, you ain't got time to do the sponsor question or anything because we got a match going on and everything, but you can catch it in between rounds because I know you're going to be sick and tired of listening to me. But there's many ways that you too can contribute to the pot. We'll get to the rest of that later. We got our first match going on. We got Sonido with Vegeta, and one of the characters that we haven't seen in ZoneBreakers Online yet, the Beelzebub by Lord Nacho. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Sonido is able to tackle this character, if you can. I got to throw that jab in there. It's always a question of if you can. Battle 1. And here we go with the first. Immediately with projectile game, a couple of fireballs, trading with some flies. But Nacho getting the first hit. I'm liking what he's doing with it as well. Not content to just playing the long range game, immediately stepping up and smothering Sonido in the corner, not letting him have any real estate. Words are kind of hard. Looking for a DP, nothing to do, but it was a late DP actually. The most delayed of DPs. He gets Sonido out of the corner, rolling in, doesn't get the confirm from the QAs. Backed up on a low cloak again. Third time, charm. Ain't broke, don't fix it. And a DP catching Sonido a little too eager, but a DP for going to get his face back to the middle of the ring, stepping forward, was looking for a tick throw, but because Nacho was backdashed, left him in the air, flipped out, and got another cloak to close out the first round. I think he was looking for EX Karma right there. Not Beelzebub's greatest choice with Vegeta charging in at him. Nacho over there flashing red. He's blown up by all the counters. He'll get off, he needs some invul. And the side swap with the U. Good look. Didn't finish the auto combo, stepped up the kick throw. Still trying to pour on the pressure on Sonido. And just when he needs it, another DP to bail him out. I thought that caught the back dash, but that was the command throw. I never remember the animation. I caught a button. Little frame trap there from Nacho. And the big thing that's on Nacho's mind at this point is making sure not to run into any stray Super Sabaz. Gonna close it out with some flies and take the first game. Now, since we have 9 people in the bracket, unless I've been told wrong, we are just doing 2 out of 3 all the way up to top 3. So Nacho is trying to see if he can get the first strike, get up to round 2. Nacho with a high jump over the wall of flies. Can't really get in though. No, DP's been bailing Sonato out pretty hard so far. I mean, not enough to get the first game, but there's been a couple of tricky situations where he's been able to thread the needle with some DPs. Case in point, I can't even remember if Nacho's blocked one at this point. And the thing that's really obnoxious to Nacho, they've been looking for the DPs. Like, there's been so many times been going for safe jumps, situations like that. It's just Sonato's just been able to find the mark time and time again. Gonna need at least one more DP to get out of this. No, you don't need a DP. It's called Bahamut. Bahamut plus Super Sabah should be enough. Easily. Don't even need a question. That's Sonato finally getting on the board off of his back. That's been the name of the game. Just how has Sonato been able to stunt Nacho's offense? We're pretty good about it. Just gotta be careful from close. Fashionably dangerous is being above. Double dive again. Trying to see if Sonato's ever gonna slow down. I kind of question the punish for a little bit, but taking the tick into the corner is a much better look for Nacho. Gets the punish, finally blocking the DP, closing it out with the Sabah, even himself 1 round apiece. Good look. The Lord over here on match point, catching a reset. Counter hit as well, even though it's not the most damaging counter hit you can look for. It's still good nonetheless. Waiting again, looking to see what the DP. Oh! And Nacho gave it up, but Sonato wasn't ready for it. I don't want to say wasn't really ready, just didn't have the proper range. Thought 2B was going to be good enough. Eventually has to hit 2A just to stop Nacho from running over him and running out of this game. I don't know if the DP was what he was looking for, but Nacho will gladly take that as they move on to the second round in the winner's bracket. Sonato gonna have to come chill with me for a little bit, see what's happening over here in the commentary booth before he can find out who his opponent's gonna be down in the loser's bracket. Now I'll say all this, watch it turn into 3 out of 5. Now we good. Yeah, that's a first match here in ZoneBreakers Online. The OE. Who we got coming up next? It was is Challenge actually telling me the truth? Is it Glass Sword? I mean, I did see him in here early. Yeah. So next up, it looks like we are going to have Glass Sword. Person that we've seen a few times in ZoneBreakers. He's been in, I know he was in the last one. I don't feel like pulling stats. I actually have stats, believe it or not. And he's going to be going against one of the new faces today in Chunko, however you want to pronounce it. I know I'm going to get corrected at some point in time. It's not about me. It's about if our new face is going to come make waves in the online edition, or if they're just going to get stomped out by a regular. Chunko over here with Gran, pretty good character to be going against the likes of a Glass Sword Matera. Sounds like I have Sonato over here. What's good?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Just round 2.
Yes. And it's a round 2 for this winner side of the bracket now. This will be a really interesting matchup. For sure, because Glass Sword definitely familiar with this matchup for a lot of reasons, but definitely going to be interesting to see what Chunko can bring to this as well.
Kind of a slow-paced Gran, if you will, starting things off, looking for the EX boot, but that got shot down, quite literally.
Kind of giving Meta the space that she really wants to play at, but it also looks like he's been charging up that great as well, just to utilize it at his ability when he can.
Yeah, but the problem is he doesn't have a bow, he doesn't have a gun, so he's got to get in there and do something. And the one time he finally gets in, accidentally lets a DP rip, and that's going to be the last mistake he makes in the first round. Not the kind of thing you want to see your Gran doing.
Battle 2, engage.
Third round 2 looking a lot better though. And that's even okay to take, because one of the big turning points for the first round was when Glass Sword was able to get the side swap and get back to the largest side of real estate. So if Chunko can avoid that, I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay, at least be able to make this more competitive. Giving up DPs, the safe jump's not going to be the way to go, though, as Glass Sword Dirty Ford gets another solid punish. And really, this is just a defensive gamut away from taking this round. It's going to be really hard for Chunko to bring this one back. Throw going to close it out.
Alright, and as we see, Glass Sword taking the first game there pretty convincingly, if I might add. This didn't really seem like the times that Chunko did find a way to get in. He didn't really have a chance to really mount any type of offense.
Yeah. And I still can't get past like the first big opportunity, end of round one, looked like things were starting to go good. Just 5B, DP, not exactly what we were looking for. But I'm gonna dust off, come back in again. Have to see if there's a character change or anything. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Gonna see the mirror here. Maybe going Grant earlier to try and avoid the mirror. Maybe that's why we saw the slower pace out from Grant over there.
Could be.
We will see, though.
Yeah, we will see.
Going to game number 2.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Yeah.
Already off to that.
Well, you can't really be surprised. Get a knockdown in some space if you get the hit from that. If not, you get some chip, step up as well. Not really a bad start for Matera. Chunko trying to work their way in with the pink Matera. Glass Sword still with the gold. Working back to mid-screen. Assaulting for a throw. Double assaults again. Full stage. This one's going to be beefy. Reset? Yeah. Going overhead again with the butterflies behind. So a lot of fear going to be instilled in Chunko. And the low going to open them up. Glass Sword, 3 rounds straight.
Got a really good air-to-air getting some momentum there.
And the funny thing to think about is both of them thought about the round start, round start, where they both shot EX arrows at each other. So they both jumped round 2. They're trying to get lit up. Case in point, Glass Sword trying to fall back, can't really get away from the sniper side of Matera. The offense getting broken up 5A with another arrow for a little bit of space for Chunko on the offensive. Caught the reach but doesn't have the length with the 5B to punish the throw tech.
Good to you in there. Good throw.
And the double. We've seen that out of Glass Sword already. Desperation and it finds the mark though. Doesn't get the animate.
Yeah, gets the neutral super though, so not going to get the full animation on that from that far. But both players on a sliver right now. The next hit will take it on either side.
I'm amazed that Chunko was willing to take the low arrow with a pixel. Nothing else can touch him right now. Not even one of those, but...
Catches the landing.
Oh, there was no landing at ball. That was just like the legs getting ripped off before she got down there.
One way or another, we see Glass Sword take that set 2-0 over Chunko.
That's a pretty solid 2-0 where Matera is allowed to do whatever she wants to. You see Glass Sword spending a good amount of time on the opposite end of the screen, just whittling away at Chunko. But there's a few times that Glass Sword wanted to step up and was constantly looking for the double assaults, right? And I want to say both times that he looked for it, it might have been 3, but like the 2 that come to my mind were both really successful. The first one just getting a lot of pressure because it was blocked, but you're blocking a low jumping. You don't ever want to do that. And the second one, I believe, jumped over a 2A, if I remember correctly. Want to say it was counter hit as well. Like the best thing that you can look for, but just getting a hit is better than nothing at that point. It's really hard for Chunko to be able to defend themselves against the likes of Glass Sword. But we're going to be moving on. Like I said, we like making sure that everybody gets to show their face on stage in ZoneBreakers Online. So we get to see 2 new names, Zeron and Marvin Pie.
Yes. I don't know too much about Zerom off the top of my head, but I do know that Marvin Pie is a very, very good fairy from the Midwest region.
Right.
So, one of the newly open regions that we just opened up, Marvin Pie sliding in here with a quickness. Trying to come through and show us what they can do with Fairy.
Swinging in with a very rare character to be seen around here. Only seen one time so far, actually.
Yeah, we haven't really seen much Fairy in the ZB Online series.
Literally one round, or one game.
Yeah, it was literally, I think, only, like you said, one round where we saw a Fairy, and then we never saw her again. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Marvin Pie brings to the table and what he can do with the character versus Zeron.
From the sounds of it, though, it sounds like we got a second. So, yeah, you got anything you want to do, man?
Well, in the meantime, we could, plug that match arena really quick.
That's the only thing you got, so do it. I mean, there's other things.
I mean, yeah,
that's the only thing you got.
We can do. So, in the meantime,
get it.
For those of you guys watching, if you don't know, this tournament is powered by Match Arena once again. So if you want to, if you guys are free, just hit that Match Arena code in the chat, this exclamation point, Match Arena. Go to that website for Granblue versus, log in with your favorite social media, and then enter the code ZBGB versus 10. You can just add a free 50 cents to the pot, nothing out of your own pocket. But if you want to, you got some time, you can do some sponsor quests over there too, add another 10 cents, 5 cents, 30, 50 cents here and there. And if you want to, you could even buy something from that store that you see on the Match Arena, or you could even donate out of your own pocket. You don't have to, though. Just go down there, do the code for the 50 cents, and we appreciate you just doing that. Share the stream around too, so that way, get your friends in here watching the stream as well. We do have both match arenas up for both Granblue and BB Tag, so that's not going to be going away. We will be paying that out at the end of BB Tag later, so we got the entirety of the day to get both of those.
Okay, now what?
Uh-huh.
See, you never come prepared for this stuff, man.
I never come prepared for that.
That's a shame.
I think I have to play a loser's match off stream.
Wow, already?
Yeah.
Man, who would have guessed?
All right, so I will be back momentarily.
Have fun. By the sounds of that, Sonido is hoping he doesn't go die a death off screen to Chunko, first round of losers. Meanwhile, I get to sit here and it's like I'm waiting for Zeron because Marvin just pulled up into the thing, the ship, the Grand Cipher. There we go. Oh, we were waiting on Marvin. My bad. That's what I get for not paying attention. Listening to Ghost in my ear. I don't know what you clicking for. Get out of here. You production. You ain't supposed to be distracting people. Oh, hey. It's the Mighty Munchkin. It's another character we don't see very often. I think we've only seen one Charlotta, but it was a Charlotta player as opposed to a Desperation Fairy. But now we have two people representing both the characters to the fullest. Zerom with the Charlotta, Marvin Pie with the Fairy. You know, it was just sitting there thinking about it. I swear this is the only stage that I ever see. Not worried about me, though. Zerom already paying respects to all of the ranges that Fairy represents. Starting off with the dodges, trying to see if they can catch a recovery frame, or catch Fairy, like throwing the whip out, and make some actions happen behind the recovery frame. Wouldn't be a direct punish, but like getting the initiation. Eventually finding a sweep on the way. Noble strategy getting shut down and back clean all the way back up full screen with the help of Beppo. Marvin again with a second conversion. Going coast to coast, going for... It's not the install, I forget what to call it. It's the other seeker. The one that takes up the entire screen. But Zerom charging force. Back with the throw, jumping again with the quick hops of Charlotta. Light ball in, no real response, but a sweep. One of the most menacing sweeps in all fighting games right now. Getting Marvin a little bit of space to work with. Gonna be a little difficult for Marvin. Doesn't quite have super again, but we know Fairy can get it really quickly, especially from 90%. So it's gonna be a little bit of a chore. I don't even need to say anymore. It's there. GG making sure that Charlotte has moved too far. A little too slow to get in for the confirm, so that gives a bit of a chance for Zeron to get in. 15 seconds on the clock. EX ball, no good. But still having to make up a little bit of ground. EX Beppo making sure that there are no little fleas in the sky. First round for Mark. Couple long range 2Ds just to make sure GG can get out there and work the magic. H's. Feel like that's the first whip special. First one that really stood out. I was looking for the U. Good jump by Zeron though. Right on time. Full conversion all the way down. But a little too early on the throw. Bit of an unfortunate mistake. Yeah, I say a bit of an unfortunate mistake. That's the end of the round because of it. One of the sad, unforced errors that you just don't really like to see happen. But Marvel will gladly take it along with the first game.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Expect nothing less of two masters. Gonna be a punish on that. Not the biggest punish, but the real estate is what Zeron's really looking for at this point. Trying to see if they're gonna be able to corner Fairy, not let her skirt away out of the corner, which she does. What a sweep. Marvin breaking through the gap with the EX Beppo one more time. Whip, taking all of the stage. A reset, yes. It's a lot of chip coming from that as well. I had to think about it before I said it. Like, yeah, there was a special down there. There is chip. It's okay. Dodge getting a little bit of space, but still can't get away from the sweep. And because of the beef on the close H, that opens Marvin up to a frame trap. Zeron in a pretty good space. Gets Excalibur. Almost equalizing, but looks for the strategies one more time, and lo and behold, Beppo is still on watch, making sure that nobody jumps in for free. Marvin looking to see they can take this 2-0. Set up to Beppo, to GG as well. Again, the big thing that we're looking for is always the space. Fairy would like to have all the room in the world to back up, just to wear away at the mighty Munchkin trying to gnaw at her ankles. Back to the dodge. That was really beefy. Still can't keep control. Zeron trying to get it. Woo! The spacing on that. Good looks by Zeron. Very witty. Still gonna need some more. Long range 5-8. Can't find anything as it's met by a confirm from the 2B. Fade away. Slashes on the ball. They were all EXs. In the throw, but it was a defensive throw out of the corner roll just to maintain corner position in the install. A little bit of a flinch out of Zeron, still in control. Willing to fade away though. Let the install run out. Got caught reaching. Rising J, but we just traded. We scrambled. Ooh, he caught the roll. GG can't hold on long enough, so that leaves Zeron with a little bit of a lead, but kind of afraid to move anywhere because Marvin's in the prime position that Fairy wants to be in, which is the other side of the screen. So, even though Zeron's winning, it doesn't really feel like it for the most part. Goes for Excalibur one more time. With a good dodge, gets away from that. So both of them are on the pixel, jumping away from GG. Ooh, nice! The quick footwork of Zeron that's been carrying them throughout the set so far gets away from the whip, gets away from GG, allows the roll to come in to equalize it one apiece. Now, Zeron still needs one more round to tie us up in the game. It's looking very believable. Having to wait for GG, rolling in again, and the spacing on the rolls has been working out for Zeron quite well lately. EX ball, gladly takes the trade, steps up, late roll tech, waits for Beppo, goes on the ladder. Comes again with the delay strategy, throw one more time. And Marvin's about to get into Super Sabah, there it is, but looking really hard to get out of this corner as Zeron is chopping away with ball after ball. Tick throw, Marvin's bringing it back. Ooh, you reach, I teach. Keep your hands off of me. I've got the blessing of the sky. 1-1 as we go into game 3. I don't know if that was supposed to be a holy ladder. That was really a neutral jump. I'm guessing by going for it again, Zeron was really looking for a neutral jump, gets it full confirmed, and the corner carry on Marvin, but Marvin able to hold down the block with the 5A and was looking for the jump, just a little too slow. The calm before the storm. I know everything's gonna pop off again. Dive kick getting space for Marvin. We fall back to mid-screen, really to the left side. Zeron is content to falling back, trying to just get out of the attack range of fairies. It's a lot to ask for Charlotta. And I like the idea that Zeron represented. Like, had the idea that the instant overhead was coming, so tried to meet Marvin in the air, just a little too slow on the draw, but still able to fight again. Wait for Beppo one more time. And Super Saban, not going to be enough to take the round, but it's going to leave Zeron in a pretty good position. I mean, the pixel is really good. Just needs one more look, but still can't clear Beppo. Yo, that dog is thick. That was the tip of the tail. Again, Marvin will take anything to get out of the round, threatening match point one more time. Zeron trying to move, captured with the whip, but can't really do anything after the fact. It's another sweep. And Zeron still looking for the dodges. The roll got met with one more sweep. Marvin not falling for that too far, but just lit up by the ladder. A little bit of slop, but Zeron eventually able to corral everything. Goes to the backside. Marvin was ready, but wasn't ready for the throw. Backside again, and a counter hit. This should be it. It is. Everybody come down to the last round. One round apiece, one game apiece. Who's trying to get to round 3? Marvin being so much more active, trying to make sure that Zeron can't get in again. The spacing on the ball, not what Zeron was looking for, so Marvin was ready with the punish. But the top side, can't really do anything with it. Got the ball. Backed up in the GG. Ball went again, no good. And was looking for the holy ladder, couldn't get up to the sky. That was no strategy. Air still not the best place for Zeron to go. And a nice ball. And I mean, sure, it wasn't a ball that hit Fairy, but it was one that got out of the corner. Now Zeron can work in again, working on their own free will, not getting whipped in, which isn't really happening, but starting to feel a little bit of the desperation. Sabah finds the mark. 3 for 3 with those. And as hard as this looks, Zeron is in prime position to take this. I mean, sure, having another super would be nice, but best chance is anything. Holy ladder breaks up. It's a little bit of momentum that Marvin had. Marvin just dive kicked out of the corner. Now it's looking very dreadful for Zeron, trying to hold it down. The H looking really good. Caught the up back. Really the button, but was looking for the counter. Marvin, with all the time, they looked for the 5A to break momentum. Decided to pump the brakes at the right time. Saw the shield, snatched it up. And that is the end of that tale, as Marvin Pie moves on 2-1. It was a good game. It was a real good game. Whew. Really good match. Still got more to go. Still got to bring you the other half. Winners round 2.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and see Blue versus Starks next.
Oh, you're back.
Yes, I am back. What's up?
What happened?
Don't worry about it.
We gotta worry about it. It's part of the bracket. What happened?
Grand did boot. I got hit. End of story.
So you got turned into a doormat.
Basically.
Dang. That's why you get to sit here with me as we talk about Blue coming in. I'm pretty sure that's Blue Grid.
Got two grands here.
Bro, the game is called Granblue Fantasy Versus. Are you surprised to see Gran?
No.
Gran's a pretty good character. Are you surprised to see not one, but two? If Gran's so good, why isn't there a Gran 2? Well, guess what? We got those.
All right, so we're going to see a Grand Mirror. I haven't seen one of these in quite a minute. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Let's do this. Believe in victory.
All right, we got Blue with the default light blue Gran. Start the dark blue Gran. Slow fireball starting. Blue's trying to step in with the 2As, but doesn't get the depth that he really needs to get the full confirm. Decides to fall back. And that time Starks is ready. Already has the information that Blue is willing to run all the way into a 2A range to confirm from it, so at an 8-4, but Blue's still able to find his way in before he gets met with a 5A back up the mid-screen. But taking a page out of your playbook, Sonato always has the DP on deck. Not one for an anti-air though, but that was a really far one you want to question. That look familiar?
Getting hit with a boot to the face.
Win.
Pretty deep boot.
Battle 2. Engage.
Okay, it's feeling like Blue is really able to set the tempo for this. The one that willing to step up first and usually finds his way in. Like Starks has shown a bit of defense, but it seems like a frantic defense. Now that one was a really good one, just to jump in to catch Blue asleep at the wheel, and Starks is stepping off the gas. EXDP to make sure to get the knockdown, looking for a DP return from Blue, nothing doing. Starks still in control. A little slow on the draw, but still pumps the 5A out there, and is out of boot range, so Fireball is really good. Still wear away on Blue a little bit more. EX boot Starks his own, stepping in looking for another DP, nothing there. Only needs one more hit to you, not going to be the first one, but the second. Sweeping Blue off of his feet.
Battle 3. Engage.
Blue with a nice JU in there too. Getting a good knockdown. Not getting the wall bounce though, unfortunately. But try to counter push there, but gonna eat a DP on Blue's end.
It's kind of sad to think that that was the results for finding the first big anti-air of the event.
Yeah.
Gotta be ready for him. And Starks is showing he doesn't want anything to do with anti-airs as he's constantly stepping away from Blue. Eventually gets a defensive back throw. Throws him back to center screen. Starks willing to back up with the lead. Stepping in. Yo, Blue. Willing to bet it all with Blue. Yeah.
Red's just swinging.
I mean, you know if it hits, it could very well be the round at that point, so you don't blame him.
Yeah, maybe not on Starks' end because he was in the corner, but on Blue's end for sure. Oh, that was finished. Questionable at best.
I mean, it might be a question, but the one thing that you know for a fact that no matter what happened, able to hold on, ready for the wake up with the throw is Blue to take the first game.
I can't let my guard down. I gotta protect Lyria, no matter what.
So Starks taking a trip back to the room. Maybe thinking characters, maybe I'm just trying to let things settle a bit. I mean, I've got nothing else I can add to it. This is a new face, so don't know anything. Don't know if this is a grand specialist or somebody who plays the entire cast. It's one of those scenarios where you just have to wait and see, which is what Blue is doing over there. Waiting to see what foe he has to fell next or attempt to fell next. And Blue, the one sitting in the advantage in the first of two here, knowing that push comes to shove. If for some reason he needs another character, has a couple in his pocket that he can go to. Most notably the Vegeta, but probably won't happen. Oh yeah, Blue actually plays Zoe as well. You sound like you're taking care of something. What's the holdup, Chief?
Yeah, trying to see connection issues.
Connection issues?
Yeah.
Connection issues in the online tournament? No! Be like that sometimes. No. It totally was, but I mean, it's on the players to mention something, which is why they are. But you know, everybody else, they're playing it, so you got to roll with the punches. Well, I wasn't trying to say anything about it, cause yeah, bro.
All right, both players are gonna test really quick.
Test is in like they doing a speed test or something?
No, they're gonna just try it again really quick. Yeah, quick button test, and if that doesn't do
button check for all. Oh, all right. I know what you're saying. I'm just making.
Yeah.
I'm feeling dead air.
Yeah, I got you.
Feeling dead air, just like you can fill that Maturino point with the code ZBGBVS10. Probably don't have to tell you anything else. We've gone through 10 of these already. You should know what's happening by now.
I think Stark actually might be doing a connection test, or he's just rejoining the room.
You killed my plug, man.
What's up?
You killed my plug, man.
Ooh.
It's your tournament. I'm not picking that up.
All right, I think they're about to come back into the room.
Who's sitting in the corner? Glass Sword. What does Glass Sword do?
He's just chilling, man. He's meditating for the next match.
It's a sad Matera. Off in the corner by herself. How do I do this whole thing? This button? No. Is it this button? That
It's
button.
triangle.
Yeah. All right. I don't have a dance in this game. That's the best I got.
We having a powwow.
Stone, you're just gonna erase history. All right, it'd be like that. So, just like the one thing that everybody's been asking for in fighting games lately, hit the old rollback button and go right back to game one. Blue with, I'm assuming, still going to be. I guess I need to wait before I actually.
I don't think that's the type of rollback people want, but
no. That's what happens with rollback. People don't always want rollback to happen at the worst times, when you get the game-winning hit and all of a sudden the game pulls it back, tells you to do it again.
All right, anyways, I am not in the room currently, so you got this set.
Hey, get out of here.
Lyria, don't look them in the eye.
Doppelgangers? That lizard's a phony.
Got me over here doing the heavy lifting again. Business as usual, just like Blue over here with his usual default light blue Gran. Stark still over here in the dark blue Gran. I guess the better thing to say would be Blue with the blue and brown Gran. They're still default, a little more descriptive. But the beginning of this looking a lot different than the beginning of the fake game one that we don't want to talk about. Because both of them are in each other's face. Blue stepping up, taking on the delayed throw, gets the overhead as well, but it's not a counter hit, so he can't really do anything with it. Still dodging again, looking for DPs. Gets the counter hit on the anti-air, doesn't get it confirmed from it, didn't even try for it, because he has the healthy lead. He's waiting for the boot, Not deep enough to give him a punish he can believe in. But still, with my introduction, Blue looking pretty good in the beginning of round 1. Blue again almost spells the end of Stark, but holding on to the EXDP to get back to 10 screen. Beefy overhead, but not beefy enough for him to commit. Too slow on the punish on the DP. So Blue gets it stirred away, live again, but for how long? He finally settled down towards the end of round 1. Both of them have the supers loaded. Stark's a little more dangerous as he has Bahamut in his corner, super skybound. EX boot, no good, so that cooldown's gone. Too slow on the jump in. Ooh, this was gonna be good. Wasn't deep enough. I guess you could say it's deep enough. The choice for going with the H on the ground was not the good one. He throws the skybound away. Gonna be really hard for Stark to close it out. In fact, gonna be impossible as Grand blasts off and gets cleaned up by a 5C. First round going to Blue. Slow playing this one. Solid roll. Starks was expecting to be a little bit closer to get the full confirm. But you want to talk about full confirm. Blue is ready as he gets the counter here from the UO. Not taking the safe jumps though. Can tip this thing on the ground for his setups. Breaking through the offense with the DP. Save the cooldown as well, so he's going to have the defense if he needs it one more time. Doesn't go through, just wait. Weathers the storm. 2B. Air slash. And the first game.
Gotta protect Lyria. No.
The second first game. Remember, the first one was so good, we have a second one. That's the theme of ZoneBreakers 10. It's so good, we have second ones. That's game 1 going to Blue. I'm tired of my jokes. Stark gladly challenging the range on that boot. Got the punish on it. Didn't get the full confirms they were really looking for, which allows Blue to straight out of the corner, get a bigger confirm. Charging up a little bit of unique again. 2 times, so it's like level 3, I believe. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even need it. He's slamming Starks against the wall. 2 beefy combos is what Blue needs to get out of the first round. Trying to see if he can get the second one for 2 games and move on through the bracket. Starks still ready to hold down a block. He gets another punish on a DP. This was in the air again. And that was the trouble that they got into in the first round, where had a really good look at a DP, but a little too early for the punish, so that was caught airborne and didn't get the confirm that they were looking for. Far too deep for Stark's liking, so it's going to be a really easy punish. Waited a little bit and took a back throw. Was looking for a DP, but still in a really good position. Finished the round the way they started. EX fireball against the boot, and now we find ourselves 1-1. Stark looking for a break point. It's a trade Starks was good looking for, but didn't want to pursue it. Not all the way into the corner. Overhead, caught Blue asleep at the wheel. Hit the deck. Delayed throw again. And both of them are doing a lot of delayed offense on their wake up, expecting DPs to come out. Case in point. And it's just really fried to giving the momentum away to the one who recognizes it first and is willing to initiate action afterwards. No! Not getting bonked on the head again. Nice EXDP from Stark. Could have been really dangerous if Blue was really ready for the jump in. Wasn't. Leaves us in a bit of a sticky situation. Both of them have the super sabaz. Stark with a bit of a life lead though, so can sit and let Blue come to them. Been the plan so far. And the late B, so late that it was a close 5M, is enough to open the way for Stark, get us tied up 1 apiece as we go into game 3. Stark trying to get out of boot range, but with a backdash isn't ready to punish it. Be careful of the corner. Gotta be really careful of the corner, thinking back to game 1 with the big confirms that Blue was having. Big confirms like this as he scratches his back with the anti-air 2H. And Blue's the only one that's been hitting the big anti-air confirms so far. Big ones that stand out in my mind. But not really enough to blow this game open so far. Couple of consolidations from Stark. No confirm though. Big mistake. That Blue takes all the way to the wall, looking for the counter hit on the UO. Can't find it. Didn't confirm the 5A string. That's a huge thing to let go, but Blue still brings it back with another counter hit, ripping starts out of the sky. And Blue now sitting on match points. Deja Vu. Stark's still not ready for any of the misspace boots. Like, it's really on Stark's mind to look for the boot, but it's looking to either completely avoid or to be so close that the punish is easy. Like, with punishing, not really in Stark's arsenal right now. Defensive DPs, got those. And gonna wait. Delayed throw, but early tech. Stark with the EX boot. Needing a little more space to work with, pushing Blue back to the waves. With the EX fireball start, threatening to step in, but doesn't want to go too hard just yet. Knows that with a super Sabah loaded, really and truly just needs one good hit to equalize everything. But the question is, if Stark gets the hit, is the confirm going to come behind it? Because there's been quite a few drops throughout the set. Still in it. Oh, is this a punish with Tempest Blade? Too slow. The Starks was looking for the close edge, couldn't find it as well. Let's do it again. A couple of cooldowns going off Stark's side. I say that as Blue's missing some as well. Roll's looking kind of scary. Getting close for Stark's EX Fireball. That's a good time for it. It still has to work in. This could be it. Was it ready for it to hit? Still has to go in. Don't know about Bahamut right there. Easy slide with a 2U. Ooh! 1 second, is it enough time? Scramble? But can't get there. One of the craziest scrambles you see to close things out. Stray hits that people aren't really looking for, and because of that, Blue is able to stand up with enough life to move on to the next round. That was a wild. That was a wild.
Yeah, I saw the closing interactions of that last game. Like, that was insane.
One of those moments where it's like the freest punish in the world, and it's like, sweep! Just giving us a little more drama than we really need here on this Saturday. But with that, that leaves us with the fourth match that we have in round 2. Gonna see Lord Nacho coming up one more time and get the debut of the last champion, the ZoneBreakers 9 champion, Jan the Man. So even though Lord Nacho has had a pretty good start so far in ZoneBreakers, gonna be put to the test going against the heavyweight champ. Somebody sounded like they wanted to cut me off or something. Is Jan not here?
No, Jan is here. I'm not here.
Oh no, you're here. You're over here. You're at the commentary table. By God! By God! Sonato has been broken in half.
All right. Here we go. I have returned.
Oh, you mean you're not even in a lot? Wow, that's how far you got booted?
Well, no. Like, if someone's disappearing from the lobby, I have to reset my entire console.
It was a joke. It was a joke. You got to keep up the speed.
That's okay. I'm missing this set too, apparently. That's unfortunate.
Wait, what?
Wait, are they doing a connection test?
Who is this? Who is this Charlotta? What? And why are you questioning what's going on? You should know this. You're the running the event. This should be your script.
Oh, Jan's playing Charlotta.
Oh, surprised to me. It's something I could believe though, having another character other than Ladiva, because even though everybody constantly goes about the terrors that Ladiva brings, she's still a grappler at the end of the day, and she still has grappler roles. So having a character for matches that the player really doesn't like makes sense. especially when you have one as strong as Charlotta, hopefully stronger than the punish on the DP there, but that's more of what I'm talking about. Dodge the UO, simple A string down into the skybound.
Battle 2, engage.
You know, as much as I hate to be this person, I have to point out that those are some bright frills on that dress. I've never seen this color. Jan slowly working Nacho into the corner. Nacho was looking for the dive out, but Jan was ready for it. I don't know if Jan was entirely looking for the dive right there, or if Nacho was just a victim of circumstances, but it looked so well thought out for Jan. Waiting for the karma as well, that's a tick throw. Back throw into the corner, so good look for Nacho. EX cloak, getting a little bit of space. Chip as well. A little bit of a danger time in both of them as skybounds have been loaded. Jan meeting Nacho in the air, meeting him on the top side with the UO as well. Not a counter hit, so can't really do anything. EX dive, gonna find the mark. Side swap with the teleport as well. Jan not falling for it, able to hold the defense. Gets the hit with the 5A into the skybound. Not enough to close Nacho out just yet. Nacho kind of a scary situation. Back to the wall, steps up, looks for the command throw, and finds it. Able to reach into the pockets of Jan and take round 2, one apiece. We're going to the third. Nacho making a little bit of space before teleporting out of the corner, trying to get on the run away from Jan again. The X-Cloak finding the legs for the ladder, getting Jan out of the hole for now. And Nacho just has some pretty good timings on Jan's offense. Scary, but able to get away from the slashes. Nacho with a hail of cloaks. Just cleaning out the closet, making sure Charlotta can't get in there. Karma again. Yeah, Jan is ready for that. Saw that setup last time. Wasn't ready for the command throw though, and that's 2 for 2. But by being in the corner, even though that's a decent amount of life, is not like that really solved Nacho's problem for now, especially giving up an EXDP. Jan doesn't get the biggest punish on it, but a counter hit UO, something that anybody will take at this point in time, enough to take the lead away from Nacho as well. Time the EX ladder, one more time, noble strategies to the dome. Breaking a chip off of the Nacho. Jan with the first game.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Nothing wrong with that, really. Close range, B-ball. I mean, it's not like I can tell you if Beelzebub has a punish for that specifically, but if there was ever a time for one, I feel like that would have been it. Nacho trying to be a little more aggressive after getting out of the corner to really find the offensive that they're looking for. Jan, on the other hand, getting the knockdown from the ladder. Overhead again, and that was over a 2A. So Nacho was lucky that they weren't a little bit later on the 2A. That would have been another counter hit. Getting the offense going. Jan breaking it up with a 2A. Goes to the backside with the strategies. Get out of the corner, another UO over 2A. Again, one that could have been a counter hit and would have sealed the round up. Nacho retreating, looking to get some magic happening behind the EX Karma, gets another back throw. Time is running out, but a UO of their own. Taking close range, the EX flies and baits out the ladder. This is huge. The spacing doesn't allow for the punish. And what a way to go out. Nacho made all the right calls in the round, was able to catch Jan climbing up the ladder, but Beelzebub said he didn't want it. Now Jan trying to see if he can close this out. 2 games to none. Just needs one more round. Nacho fighting so hard to get out of the corner. I say fighting so hard, but teleporting out again. It's what Beelzebub does. But it's not like Beelzebub can run out of the arena. Still has to stand toe to toe against the mighty Munchkin as she climbs up the ladder one more time. Dodges, double dodges, because the other timing was a little iffy on that one, so Jan wasn't too sure. It looks making sure to keep traffic in the streets with the cloak, still pursuing forward with the 5As. High side again, but a jump away from the corner. And a jump out of the corner. Nice confirm. This Excalibur, is this enough? Finish. Easily. And even though it was looking like the doors were closing on that round, Jan was able to find his way out of the corner, find a confirm, and find himself moving on 2-0 over Lord Nacho. Hey, you back in? You ain't back in. You're muted.
Now.
Oh, now you back?
Yeah, now I'm back.
You finally got all your problems figured out?
I think.
You probably don't.
All right, so we have Glass Sword versus Marvin Pie. This would be an interesting matchup for sure.
Fairy versus Metera.
Fairy versus Metera, dude.
Yeah?
I don't think I've actually ever really seen this matchup too much.
I can tell you for a fact you haven't seen it in ZoneBreakers Online.
That is true. Just a quick aside before this match starts. Shout outs to Mr. Annual and Las Bonitas for helping beef up that pot for Granblue. But as we get started here,
I know I've heard about this matchup, and it's one of the ones where it's like deceptively annoying for somebody, if I remember correctly. I don't remember who. By the looks of it, I kind of want to assume it's Metera, because when I think about it, you have to remember all the work Metera needs to get a knockdown, right? And instead of doing this against the character that has to work to get into her range, she's doing this against Fairy, who can play from a long range and get the knockdown. Now I say all this, but Glass Sword is, proving me to be horribly wrong as it gets to go and take the first round. But it's going to be something to be mindful of. The fact that you're going to have to constantly be looking for the long range H's, looking for GG to be patrolling on the street, looking for that whip right there. So many things that could really rain on Metera's parade.
Over here.
What are you even talking about in my ear, man?
I'm looking at
All right. You got a match, though. Hello? Cock the up back. Marvel's looking really good. Instant overhead. 50-50. That Glass Sword just wasn't ready for it. No, it's a two-sided coin. One apiece, going over the straight EX shot. Good start from Marvin in round 3. Just perfectly willing to build up community. That's one of the things you always got to be wary of. I say wary of, like you can really do anything about it. It's just something to be mindful of. Always going to be looking to build the meter, but Glass Sword is able to keep it close in the meter department. Life as well, but can't really get anything started. He's under constant assault all the time, getting backed up with the EX whip. Punish on this?
Almost.
Not directly, but I mean, able to get some position, not really able to do anything with it. Double overhead. Glass Sword was ready for that too. Nice. Shows that he has a little bit of fairy knowledge behind him, but he's gonna need a little more than knowledge to get out of this corner as Marvin steps in, sets up GG one more time, looking low. That's not gonna hit, I believe. It is if Marvin falls into it. EX Beppo, but Glass Sword's not ready, and another whip. All the whips that Marvin has thrown has found the mark, and the one that he needed the most was the one to keep him afloat in round 1. and immediately Glass Sword going back to Grand Cypher. Kind of wonder if he's going to Catalina or if he just wants to stop at there. I hope he doesn't go Catalina, honestly. I really don't. For two reasons. One, that was close. Now, even though he won the first round, and the second one was kind of dominant, third one was not really what Glassword wanted, it was still reasonable. But two, he's always come across to me as the kind of person to where when he switches characters, especially in a scenario like this, it's out of frustration, and that'll play against him, against a character like Fairy. So, if he really wants to go to Catalina, like, I hope he's like, just pumps the brakes and chills out a second before he does it, or else it could be the beginning of a disaster. I'm assuming he's really taking his time over there. Law? It didn't look like Marvin had a problem with that at all. I mean, I understand. Trust me, I totally understand that concept, but doesn't sound like Marvin had a problem with that at all, taking the first game. But so is this what we're doing? The ye old ESPN calling for wardrobe changes mid-set? Okay, sure. It's kind of funny to think about devs who go through the troubles of putting stuff like that in the game.
Battle 1.
Right.
Knowing full and well, I can't even say knowing full and well that it'll cause problems, because it causes problems, but the other end of it is it's not like everybody's playing the game in tournaments, so it's something that you don't get to see every day. It's a discussion for another time. We're in game 2. Marvin looking really good, catching Glassword, trying to run away. Beppo for the knockdown. This is going to be the install. So, instant overhead is a big threat. There it is. Right on cue, but Marvin a little off the mark with the confirm, but still in really good control, especially with all the counter hits that he just got right there. It just really leads me to believe what I was saying earlier, or what I was thinking earlier, is kind of coming to fruition, where Glassword just comes across as frustrated. Really, really frustrated. And if it wasn't the game itself, maybe the possibility of being told he has to change colors could have been enough. But yeah, this game, we haven't seen Fairy and ZoneBreakers online, and this is a pretty good display so far.
Very true. Marvin definitely pulling out all the stops with this character. Good block on the defense.
Yeah, if there was ever a chance for Glassword, that was it right there. And giving up that punish could have sealed his fate, but still has a pixel. Bit of a prayer as well. Make sure GG can't really do anything. Yeah, this is a scary situation. Ooh, that didn't get rid of GG. Go away! Please go away!
Finish.
But another whip. Whip it good. See, y'all want to sit here and tell me that a gold Matera was somehow a problem? Are you trying to tell me that's how Glass got the first round? Is that what it is? Out here being wrecked. But all my quips aside, it doesn't matter what I think, because again, the fact of the matter, no matter what the scenario, Marvin with a solid 2-0 over Glass Sword, gonna leave them in winners finals, waiting to see who to square off against between the likes of Blue and Jan.
Alrighty. And then the lower end of the loser side, we have Starks taking a 2-0 over Lord Nacho. Gonna see Glass Sword versus Starks down there, and we're gonna see on stream we're gonna have Blue versus Jan.
Uh-huh. You don't say. This is gonna be hard for Blue.
Yeah.
This is gonna be hard for Blue. It's gonna be hard for Blue. Like I'm first off, I'm assuming Jan plays Ladiva. And this is in spite of the fact that he played Charlotta. Like even Charlotta would be kind of hard. If I remember correctly, Blue played the Charlotta from like way back when, but that doesn't matter too much right now. It's like 8 weeks later, like 16 weeks. It's been a long time. But getting back to the point, Jan is the kind of person that is a complete thorn in the side of somebody like Blue. The kind of person who plays a character that just sits on top of you and is oppressive 50-50. Grapplers do that, right? But Jan is also the kind of person that has shown really good patience in waiting for big defensive mistakes. DPs are the obvious ones, or just anything to get a huge reward. And on the other end of the spectrum, Blue is the kind of person to where, like, if one or two things don't go his way, he mentally crumbles. So he's got to try so hard and not get literally tilted if Jan makes a sick read. Because that could just be the end of the entire game right there.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
There we go.
Something that we have seen in the last CB online matchup
Right.
between Jan and Wright, but really interesting to see how Blue approaches this matchup too. Oh, tries to DP the command grab, but wasn't there.
Was the patience from Jan, but wasn't ready for the EXDP as Blue was willing to double down and put the cooldown on the table just to get back into a neutral situation. But you see Jan's just stalking, slowly working his way in. Can't find success just yet, and got counter hit for trying to challenge Blue right there. Things are looking okay for Blue. Has all the screen to work with. Has the life lead as well, as close as it is. But there it goes as it gets dunked down by Jan. Cross up splash, and that's going to be the first round.
With Ladiva's own boot to the thing.
The bigger boot.
Battle 2.
Bigger boot.
Engage.
Jan just got a
Starting the vortex once again.
Jan just knows so much about Blue already. It could be the point of Blue fitting into an archetype that Jan's ready for it, but just from those exchanges right there, Jan was ready for so many things.
Wake up super from Jan, and that will be game number 1.
Is this as far as I go?
Well, see, this is where it really starts to be a test for Blue. Because, again, like, there were some good reads. I won't go as far as to say, like, the sickest reads ever. I mean, that's always a debate. But there are some things that, under normal circumstances, were kind of a stretch. But Jan was right on the money. And those things piss some people off. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. So it's all about keeping composure, which Blue is able to do with the 2U, get some space, get back to mid-screen again, still gnawing away with the 2As, gets the 5A. Gets the wall slam with the U. This is big. It's all I confirm. It's got to keep it together. And see, that's where it gets kind of dangerous. And that's information for Jan again, where Blue runs up.
Good confirm though with the oh, it misses barely.
This is going to be kind of scary because there's the Super Sabal on the table. Cross the flash. Laying on the A's to make sure Blue doesn't go anywhere. Blue able to hold on and get some space again. Back with the EX Fireball. Jan. Slow pace in. Yeah.
We need to be careful. Do not throw up that fireball.
Yeah. Because even with the low life and the threat of getting snatched up with a command throw, Super Sabat, that doesn't mean Hilarious just not there lurking behind the corner.
Trying to catch Jan's blocking with the JU, but go back to throwing fireballs without having super. It's going to be a bit easier, but I think maybe just kind of waiting for a Larry.
It's the idea is waiting for a Larry, but the problem is the fact that Jan gets to wait for the fireball to happen first, which he does. Empty jump command throw. Yes, good luck.
Is this as far as I go?
Especially after like a hail of splashes before, it just really gave Blue a reason to try to block one more time. Do you have something on your mind?
I was just saying that Jan took that set with the quickness. Once again, speedrunning this bracket.
Honestly, wouldn't say that's speedrunning. Honestly, wouldn't say that's speedrunning. Because it's not like every offense that Jan had worked. And it's not like there weren't times where Jan was on the back foot. But it was just Blue was never able to close out. And he was never able to close out because with the tools that Ladiva has, even if you're in a commanding position, you still have to consider some big pitfalls to fall in. And Blue didn't see the leaves out there, man. Fell into a lot of traps. Got cleaned up by the lariat. Wasn't ready for a wake up Super Sabah. Just a couple of things that, if you make that next level of a call, you just take the round. But if you're not ready for it, it's what people go on Twitter and scream about robbery for. But call it what you will. That's going to be Jan punching his ticket to yet another winners finals for ZoneBreakers Online 10. Gonna see how he does, if he can defend his title against a new challenger in Marvin Pie's Fairy.
Marvin taking the P1 setup away from Jan.
Wow! You say that like this is Tekken or something.
Can matter for some people.
Especially this far into the game, I don't believe it. It's kind of weird in the beginning because most people make the mistake of most people when they do training mode, they practice on player one side. They only practice on player one side. So like when a new game comes out, for like the first month or so, they don't like grind the game heavily. Player 2 looks weird, right? But after like a month and a half, in a game like this, it just shouldn't matter.
Yeah, no, I was just finding it funny that Marvin just ran in, took the cab while Jan was just waiting.
Came down the entrance ramp like a new challenger, fire in the eyes, ready to see if they can make their mark.
And we are going to see Jan bring up the Charlotta here. Probably doesn't want to play Ladiva into Fairy, which is completely understandable.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know the ins and outs of the matchups, but I can see the writing on the wall. Playing a grappler against a character that has 3-4 screen normals and specials just doesn't sound like a good idea. So get in there with the Mighty Munchkin and see what you can do.
Commanding Authority already with 2 run-up grabs at round 4.
And the first one was the big one. Bro,
Jan running away with this first round and gets the perfect right off the bat.
Jan knows no chill. Do it again. Do it again.
Jan trying to play a grappler and play Charlotta at the same time.
And Marvin's putting up much more of a fight. Already doing better than the last round by getting a hit, but position-wise, not so much. Back to the wall again. The jumping sweep coming out of Jan. Didn't confirm. But still in a good position.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for that EX hands to come back there.
Possible. Yeah, I'm still not really good with keeping up with the cooldowns. Jan's gotta be careful about that. Just giving Marvin some super meter, super Sabah on deck, but doesn't even get a chance to use it. He gets ripped in half by a Charlotta ball.
Yeah, that Charlotte Ball came out with the quickness there. Jan had that on deck ready.
Believe in victory.
That's the first thing, the first game going to Jan. I think the only thing that's really been roadblocking so far has literally been fairy sweeps, but that is nowhere near enough, especially getting whip punishes on far H's like that.
Trying to push her back into GG. Gonna do it, hits him with another sweep.
And this round is starting to look good for Marvin. Starting to get forward position against Jan as well. Slowly boxing him into the corner with whips and GGs. The threat of Beppo at any moment. But this is an install that didn't do anything.
Marvin didn't really get a lot off of that install. Mostly probably just popped it to pressure a lot of, but even then.
It didn't do
really
anything.
down. Yeah.
Back then there was nowhere for Jan to go. It was the corner. But that's what I'm saying. It's like an entire meter gone to keep Jan in a position where he couldn't move from anyway. So that might come back to haunt Marvin, especially when Jan gets a sit confirmed like that.
Okay, DP.
Therefore arriving just in time to keep Marvin in this round. And this time, taking up all the screen with the Super Ball. And even that means more, but it still didn't do anything. I just punish on the whiff ball, so Marvin's still in this. Needs to step on it, only 10 seconds left, step and throw. Immediately met with a tech, and Jan waited for it. Sold that he was going to do something. Saw that Beppo was coming out and gets a solid punish on it. Jan takes another round. Still too on the street, but still Marvin able to keep control of Jan, not letting him step in too far. Gets the counter hit on the 5A and gets a lot of screen as well. Hanging in the range, yeah, for something like that. Looking for the balls to get a decent punish and to push Charlotta back again. Not looking for the EX though. Appears to be the green light for Jan. Gets the tuck just in time. Beppo's a little slow. Counter hit with the UO. Second one just to get a better confirm.
That's gonna end it. Jan looks like he's in the head of Marvin right now.
Yeah. Just never backing down. Really and truly, that's because Marvin's not been able to hit a solid hit at all throughout the entire set. Like, there's been sweeps. There have been like a couple of stray hits with like 2Bs, 5Hs, but nothing more than just real obnoxiousness and annoyingness, you know? Like, nothing really threatening to Jan. So, doesn't deter him from just holding forward at will. And the thing is, it's at will. It's not always. That's the other thing that's really been so scary for Marvin. Is like, you know Charlotta wants to come in, but you don't know when it's going to happen because Jan is so patient.
Yeah, Jan really knows when to pick his spots super well. And he just put that threat of the throw into Marvin so early into the set that now he's just trying to capitalize off of that. We are going to see the switch to meta right here.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
I don't know how much this will really do. Alright, you get assaults to start things off. That does a lot. It's really going to come down to how Marvin plays Matera, which, I mean, is looking pretty good. It's looking like I have a range character, but I'm holding forward. I'm holding forward, and I'm taking no prisoners. As long as this is the MO of Marvin, this is, I don't need to say a whole lot about it.
Marvin hit back with a quick perfect too.
Player 1.
So that's got to be the plan. Can't stop. Because the thing that was crossing my mind is if Marvin tries to play like mid-range, long-range game, instead of having the tools to get the knockdown and really force Charlotta back, you're going to have to use EXs for that, right? But if you're able to just step in against a character that doesn't really have a lot of range aside from blockable balls or Charlotta balls, right? You get to do whatever you want.
Kind of.
So, kind of. That's the first time that Marvin's been stopped throughout this game so far.
That is true. Oh, good jab on the overhead.
Couple of huge cooldowns being traded right there. EX arrow for EX ball. Empty jump low. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that that one went through, as it wasn't sold too well. But Marvin getting up and taking a back throw. Wasn't ready for Jan to climb up the ladder. Going to the backside. And ducked a little too early, looking for another empty jump low. Just a hair too early, and Jan gets out, threatening to take match point. You can get one more round. Marvin woke and ready with some 5As, 2 counter hits, gets it confirmed from the first butterfly. Second one was a little too slow there, but Marvin's still able to hold on, assault to the top side. Dropping the arrow, but still in a good spot.
Marvin definitely is in a good spot right now to bring this back. I'm sorry, to bring the set back.
Trying to see and close out the game again. Denies another UO. Some of the rewards are just willing to challenge the counter hits. Snipes the arrow. That's a big one to take away from Jan at this point too. You get away from Excalibur. Oh wait, doesn't need to.
Marvin finally getting on the board there with the meta right there.
That was swift turn of events, if you will. Looking really rocky for the first 2 games with a character switch, breathing whole new life. We go into game 4.
So Marvin's trying to take a bit of a slower approach to this game 4.
Slower in the sense of like not running into Jan's face, but still very active and being mobile and not giving Jan an easy target to take the shot at. And the timing on the assault was really good. Just wasn't ready for the confirm afterwards.
Well, tried to hit Jan there, but Marvin kind of is legitimately running away with this.
Didn't have a second 2C ready. But a dodge just to take the wind out of Jan's sails. 1C again. And even though that was the one that hit into the Skybound, the 1C earlier that completely derailed Jan trying to cross up, I think that one was so huge. But that looked like when Jan was trying to see if he can get back into the game, but Marvin was showing they're ready at every step of the way. Now this round is looking like the Jan show until a 5A comes out.
Not contesting this butterfly is that close on block, and we are getting the butterfly confirmed there. But it's a knock, well, not really a knockdown, but it's advantage.
Jan switching ranges. Eventually gets the slashes, but showing that he's going to have to play a little bit more from mid-range with the 5C coming out for the first time in, I believe, the entire set. Thinking about it again, it finds it. Jeez.
And there's the round going to Jan. Jan now on match point for this set.
Battle 3. Engage.
Still not a clean one, though. Just slashes. I mean, any answer is better than none, especially when the ladder's a little too slow. Woo!
Conversion, but unfortunately dropped it a little too far.
I kind of think Marvin just wasn't ready for that because he was really late. And it was an unfortunate situation that Jan is making so much work with. Empty jump low again. And the Skybound not going to be enough to take the round, but with Marvin in the corners, looking really hard to get out of here. Has the resources for it, but just didn't have the space. Even with Jan backing up, it's just the threat of the balls and the aces, but Marvin gets a little bit of space.
And Jan closing it out, once again catching that assault with the slashes there. And Jan taking that set 3-1 over Marvin. Marvin definitely showing signs of life there with the meta switch for sure.
Yeah.
But Jan just able to close it out.
When Marvin was able to move around and stay mobile, it was just really hard for Jan because Marvin had like so many good looks. Was finding all the times to slot in good assaults and jump and just raw jumping as well. When Jan was trying to move in and jump over an arrow, like literally leapfrogging over on top of each other. But whenever Jan was able to get his hands on Marvin and really just bear down, especially in a corner, that's where it was very dark for Marvin.
And we get to see the matchup again, just with 2 different players. It's going to be interesting to see it from this perspective.
So are you going to say the players? I mean, you led into this.
Sorry,
you got to keep going.
Zerom versus Glasslord.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Got to walk all the way to the door.
This is 2 out of 3. Winner moves on to top 3 and gets that payout. The loser walks home with nothing in that 4th place. Participation trip.
I'm pretty sure the loser's already at home like the rest of us, so there's no walking that needs to be done.
True. Tries to bait the DP with a double assault does, but doesn't really get a punish on it. But Glasslord putting in a lot of work right now.
Wasn't ready for the ball. And that was just the one opportunity that Zerom needed to get in. Steps up and takes a throw. Making sure that Glasslord doesn't get too many ideas of trying to move anywhere. A little bit of chip with the balls. Pinned in the air. Steps up and takes a 2B to close out the first round. Now, this is going to be fairly different in the fact that while Glasslord is really active at long range, like Marvin is, it's more directly active. Like Glasslord, like always wears on his chest that he wants to do damage, and not so much like evade around and look for a bigger reward later on down the road. So it's something to be really mindful of as you see Zerom like slowly working their way in and pushing Glasslord back to the corner. Wasn't ready for the assault though. And 5H getting shut down by the arrows. Those arrows mean so much because if Glasslord's slow with any one of those, that would have been the round right there. But Zerom still has a chance for this. Looks like they don't want to go for the H again.
Not getting the punish, unfortunately. And it's going to be big damage. Is this going to kill?
Not enough.
No, it goes for
that
the
will.
reset.
This calls for a spa day.
And Zerom takes game number 1.
Solid reset. Thunder is chopped to the dome, please. Yeah.
With that move, Cole.
The actual flip is noble strategy. I forget what the moves out of it are. I know one of them is sure strike. I think that's the actual like sword dive down. But I forget what the chop is called. Hit the B button. Hit the B button. Make sure nobody goes nowhere.
And another smothering route from Charlotta. Charlotta just getting in and just running her offense.
Battle 2. Engage.
I mean, at this point, I could really just go on record and say this is what happens when somebody's able to keep a mobile Matera contained in a corner, but it's something that really wears away on a player like Glasslord because he just wants to move at any point in time, and this is a character that just, once she's in Matera's face, isn't really going to let her go anywhere. But the thing that's always got to be on Matera's mind is to get a knockdown and just get some breathing room is going to cost a cooldown at some point. It's going to cost an EX. Unless there's like some grave error that comes out. With the throw from the strategy. EX slashes. And a block? A dodge, even better.
Zerom closes out the set 2-0.
So, I don't know if you heard this, man, but it sounded like Charlotte is better than Matera. Just saying.
Yeah.
Mighty Munchkin looking pretty good in ZoneBreakers 10. Just saying. But Zerum is going to be up against the true test. Well, I can't say the true test. It is the true test because this is double jeopardy. But since this is double jeopardy, this is probably not going to be double jeopardy in the sense of Charlotta versus Matera. Because since this is a run back against Marvin Pie in Losers Finals, won't be too surprised to see Marvin go back to the fairy that felled Zerom early on in the second round of winners. Now, just like we see on screen, it wasn't a clean sweep. It was 2-1. It was a really competitive 2-1. So, gonna have to see if Zerum is able to find all the pieces to the puzzle and figure out what makes Marvin Pie tick. But the thing that's gonna be hard is even if Zerum can figure out the fairy, just like we saw in the top side, there is a Matera lurking around the corner.
Yeah, for sure.
Charlotta versus Matera.
But he's starting with Matera. Could be one of those momentum players. A lot of people are. I don't really blame them. That's something I've noticed as of late in tournaments, where if a player plays multiple characters, right, they're really prone to playing the last character that they were playing, like regardless of the situation. Because everything in my mind tells me that Marvin should be going back to Fairy, but last thing they played was Matera. So why not? The other way to think about it is, you know, Fairy could be the insurance card, the backup. Dodge not meaning too much as Zerum is able to hop around and eventually get another throw. EX blasts for some chip. 5C, can't find anything, just keep it close up with the ball. Wear away again. Just a hit, late tech. Ooh, this one's gonna hit though. How far does Matera get out of the corner? Very far out of the corner. That's everything that Marvin needs right now. Not that far out of the corner. I can't tell distances because I don't know the stage. And after touching the wall and trying to escape the corner, there was a ball waiting to close the way as Zerum took the first round. Round two, already chipping away. Nice 1C though. And that's something that's been really crucial for Marvin's play. Making sure to keep the headspace safe, stepping up, getting it confirmed from the first butterfly, down to the second one. Reset. Missed the up arrow, but still the damage has really been done at this point. You see Marvin just trying to hop away. And Zerum got caught reaching a little too deep. So not able to get a dodge out to get away from the Sabar right there. One apiece. That's the amount of chip. At the end, still can't really find anything as Marvin is making sure to keep all the avenues blocked. Woo, nice. First time in a while we've seen a counter come out of Charlotta, and that one hits. Counter hit ball as well, JA. But a trade. Trade that Marvin was ready for. Didn't get the full confirm, but he's got a little bit more real estate to work with. So it's a nice little bonus. Arrow rain. Finds Zeron in the sky. Really deep to you, and Zeron's ready for that full confirm. Into the skybound. It's not enough to take it, but being left in the corner, I think down in time to block this easily.
Finish.
That was unfortunate timing there. It looked like Mero was going to be able to punish it, but just probably missed the timing just by a little bit.
I kind of want to believe that it's a slow starter, but either way, no matter what we think, we know for a fact that it didn't work. catching up into game 2. It's a game that's looking pretty good for Marvin starting off. Was looking for the reset into the assault overhead, met with a defense, but a defense that doesn't last for long. Third perfect of the day, second one from Marvin. Second one with the Matera as well. Zerom had the right idea, like knew the assault was coming, but was just a little too slow with the ladder. Still able to get a sweep. Holy ladder again. Rolling in, didn't really expect the ball to whip, so a little awkward, but counter hit. Picking up some scraps that are happening, and another counter hit, 2A. Challenging, presumably the 5A out of Marvin, because Marvin's been like really prone to fighting off their back. Getting slammed down to the deck one more time. Waited for it. Another block, but too far to punish it. So Marvin still has the pixel to work with. Gonna erase the butterflies. Neither one of them really do anything.
Oh,
yeah.
Fortunately.
Battle 3, engage.
Yeah, it was looking so good for Marvin right there. Had the block against it and everything, but just not the will to hold on. Good EX ball, brave EX ball going through the butterflies, but it's a huge one. The EX there, buying a little breathing room for Marvin. Allowed to step up, establish a little bit of control, and off the mark with the assault. Had the idea that Zero was going to jump, but just didn't have the timing for it, and so that's the opportunity that Zero needed to blow this game wide open. EX slashing was just waiting, looking for another holy ladder chip out, not enough to take this round. Oh, stepping in, this is going to be huge. Not going to be enough to take the round, but the reset? I don't know what the empty assault A was about. He's gonna roll through it. Yeah, gonna roll
unfortunate. And Zero taking game number 2. We might see a switch from Marvin back to Fairy, but I'm not 100% sure.
Believe in victory.
If there was ever a time for it, I would have liked to see the last game. Like, putting everything on Fairy that didn't win cleanly earlier on would be kind of questionable, but just, yeah, this is going to be hard for Marvin at this point. That's the best thing I can say. He's got to go along for the ride with everybody else, but Marvin's holding on 2 A's just to make sure that Zeron can't run it for free, so Zeron's going to crack everything open with a counter.
Delayed that overhead too.
It's been working out so well for Zero. I think like it's only been blocked once today. Like nobody's really been ready for it as a whole. I think it's too slow.
Safe jump. That is a safe jump. We are going to see a punish here.
Not the biggest one, but it's enough to take the lead. Gets so slow. Sets up the EX butterflies, but is too slow to keep the flea from hopping over the top. Jump in from Zeron in one more round. Going to be a trip to Grant.
Yeah, Zero looking really good right now, but definitely can't count Marvin out. Marvin has had so many rounds in this set that have been super close, just making like 1 or 2 mistakes that cost them the round.
That missed assault was looking kind of scary, but getting the back throw means so much for Marvin. Skips back a couple of times, assaults in again. EX butterflies, fades away knowing the ladder is coming.
Throw, and we are going to see the melee. Flashes. Forces better to stand up into the command grab. Gonna get the combo. Is this gonna kill?
I believe so. Yeah.
And Zerom takes the set 3-0 over Marvin, advancing himself to grand finals. He will fight Jan.
And like the thing that was really good about that last series was seeing Zerom in Marvin's face in the corner and just stepping up to literally make Marvin flinch before unleashing the 5H. Like just the fury behind that counter hit. But yeah, Zerom's going to need a lot more of that to try to take the title away from Jan. Because now we have our grand finals. Jan only needing 3 games to repeat as the ZoneBreakers online champ. Zerom, on the other hand, is going to have to scrounge up 6 games. 6 games. I don't imagine this being 6 easy games for the fact that at some point in time, Charlotta's going to have to walk up to Ladiva.
Mm-hmm. But
believe in victory.
Charlotta's pressure is really good, though. So she should be able to at least form some sort of pressure on top of Ladiva, but we'll have to see and see what happens.
Yeah. The other thing to think of, though, is like, anytime Charlotta gets put on her back, it's not like she has the fastest of DPs. So, does have the benefit of it being a charge, so never has to really question the side on the splashes, but in situations will probably be too slow to really challenge Ladiva coming in. First command throw, starting us off, empty jump command throw again, 2 scoops. Waited for and set that up so well. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be done.
Yeah, taking that first round. One on the board.
2. Engage.
And it was so good to like go for 2 empty jump command throws. Third one is just empty jump 2A just to make sure Jerome doesn't want to move anywhere just yet, but really like, you know, put the pressure on and then waited for the 2C. Catching up in this round, like it's just been another clinic. Finally holy ladder, letting Jerome play, and some waves being made, gets the wall bounce. Oh, but this is the thing you always got to be wary of with a character has like an invincible command throw. Safe jumps. They turn into unsafe jumps.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Defensive prowess again, bailing them out of that one and getting in the first game. Zero coming on the front side of the game too, looking for the reset, and again chopping the dome piece.
Zero, I'm off to a really good start right now.
And is quite literally trying to sit on that lead with the fadeaway JH, but rolls in, can't find anything, so just back to mid-screen.
I don't blame Zerom at all right now. He's definitely trying to take advantage of something.
A little bit more chip with the EX ball, but here's Jin taking the sweep. Resets into the command throw. This one's going to take the lead. Empty jump EX, and that was a little bit late too, so I get the impression that Jan was like slightly delaying, looking for the ladder again. Either way, scores another round. Neutral jump, ready for the 2U. And a sweep. That's the first raw sweep that's happened. So here's your
Zero, keeping the pressure up. Trying to make something happen here. Gets a good counter hit with the holy ladder. Be really careful though as we see the retreating JA.
I mean, I understand why. Like, we have the lead. Let's run with it. But the thing that's scary is, like, this is another scenario where, okay, you're running, but you're allowing Jan to pick and choose the shot that he wants. I mean, you're forcing him to take a shot, but the defense, case in point, hasn't really been the best. So allowing Jan to play the card that he wants to might not have been the best choice. Zerom now forced to work out of the... Oh! Yo.
The reactions from Jan, reacting to the jump with the anti-air command grab.
You know baseball's still going on, right? Nice snag in center field from Jan.
Victory. Battle 1.
Jeez. This is tournament game for him. Hilarious. Seen a couple of those just out in the wild. They've been finding their mark. Empty jump low again. And it's really amusing to think that the times that Jan is going for empty jump low, like, Zero's consistently looking for counters. So, like, has the right idea that something is coming, has the right reaction, but just isn't expecting to empty jump low. Now, Zero's able to really bring this one back. UO as well after the confirming to the super. Enough to take the lead, but has to be so weary that Jan has a Sabah on deck. Fade away JA again, making sure Jan can't get him for free, but a dodge.
Tries to go for the air command grab.
Right, but that's a cooldown that'll come back. So Zeron's not out of the woods just yet. Yeah, slashes, get some space. That ball means so much. Running in trying to seal the deal just now. EX slashes not enough. Got away from the strike, but a 5-8 tap on the thigh. And that's going to be Zeron finally getting around. Jan answering back with a confirm and sweep. Command throw as well. Empty jump A's looking for movement, but set this up again all the way back from round 1. Counter hit 2C, and this could be the end right here. Holy ladder keeping Zerom afloat for now. Counter hit as well as you see Jan trying his best just to keep Zerom in check. 5A's again.
Mashes on the wake up there and takes that round.
Battle 3, engage.
Now Jan, tournament point. Fadeaway JA starting us off, and is Zero gonna run with that? Looking like it. Throwing 5Cs in the mix as well. Ready for it, but there wasn't a counter hit, so Jan doesn't get everything he's looking for. And the second one, well off the mark. Zeron's able to slip to the back, get a full confirm. Went low, Jan was ready for it, but got clipped out of the air with, I believe, the close 5H. Zero, not going too far. I'm like staying in the ball range of the threaten and just holding on to space, but again, the space will run out eventually. Why you see Zero constantly poking in. Looking for a throw, no good, so again, retreating back to midstream. Jan can't really get the most out of the offense. Got a little bit of life, brought a little bit closer, but not enough to really mean anything, especially when there's an EX ball lurking. But this is going to be huge. Once they're going down, I'm pretty sure she gets up from this, but yeah.
Oh, and Jan closing that out with a close 5A. And Jan taking the set 3-0 over Zero.
That's it? That's all you got for it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And Jan taking the set over Zeron, the ZoneBreakers 10 Grand Champion. Zeron looking pretty good. Only able to get second place, and that leaves Marvin in third. Now, it's a pretty good event. Had some new faces. New faces come out and do a lot of damage. Took a second and third spot. So hopefully be able to keep that momentum for 2 weeks and see it again later on. Now, just because the tournament's over, that doesn't mean that Granblue is completely said and done. Even though we have our champion, if you want to, you still can actually donate a little bit to the pot. Still a Matcherino crowdfunded pot, so exclamation point Matcherino in the chat. We'll bring up the links. You can log in with your favorite social media and use the code ZBGBVS10 to commemorate the 10th champion. Now, even though Granblue is done, that doesn't mean that ZoneBreakers Online is done. Don't go too far, because very shortly we're going to be coming back with some of that BB tag. So go ahead and stand up, stretch, go get some snacks.
Yeah, don't
go to the bathroom if you need to.
Yeah, we have
maybe.
Yeah, it's not just a BB tag bracket. We have a big BB tag bracket coming up. We got a total of 18 people signed up this week.
Okay.
So it's looking to be pretty competitive. So definitely looking forward to that. So definitely don't go away. We'll be right back with some BB tag. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Be easy. We'll be right back.